What's up everyone, Mike here, and in this video we're pitching Sony's Xperia Z2 against the Samsung Galaxy Note 3. Both are high-end Android smartphones, but let's see which one is actually the better pick and why. From starters, you should know that unless you like big screen handsets, these two are not for you. There's a 5.2-inch display on the Xperia and a 5.7-inch one on the Galaxy, and as a result, both devices are rather large, although Sony's handset is a bit more compact than the Note and a few grams lighter. In hand though, they do feel different. The Xperia Z2 feels very sturdy with its metal and glass body, but the rectangular shape and the smudgy glass surfaces might not appeal to everyone. The Note 3 with its plastic body fits somewhat better in my palm, and thanks to the textured back is somewhat grippier as well, but on the other hand it lacks the premium scent of the Z2 and its solid build quality. Looks apart, the Galaxy is the more practical device here. All the ports are easily accessible and the rear plate is removable, revealing a replaceable battery. The Z2 is water and dust proof like the other Zs before, and that brings a few shortcomings. The battery is encased, the ports are sealed by some plastic caps, the speakers and the earpiece are muffled by waterproof membranes. On the other hand, if you need the weatherproofness, you'll learn to live with those. In terms of features, the Z2 offers a neat notification LED embedded within the earpiece's grille and a dedicated shutter button. It also packs front-facing stereo speakers flanking the screen and pushing decent quality sound. The Note 3 on the other hand offers the S Pen and all its functions, a bottom lip mounted speaker and an IR blaster, plus a great deal of software functions, but we'll talk about them a bit later. For now though, let's have a more detailed look at the screens. Like I said above, Sony went for a 5.2-inch display on the Xperia, while Samsung squeezed the 5.7-incher on their Galaxy, both with thin bezels and 1920 by 1080 pixel resolution. What sets them apart are the panels though. Super AMOLED on the Note 3, Triluminous TFT on the Z2. In practice, this translates in superior brightness, more natural looking colors and cleaner whites for the Xperia. But deeper blacks, superior contrast and larger viewing angles for the Note 3, plus some popping colors oversaturated. Now, I can't say I'm a sucker for either of these two solutions, but each has enough pros and quirks to appeal to at least some of you. Screens apart, you should know that these two are some of the snappiest Android handsets ever launched. They are both running on Snapdragon 800 chips and bundled 3GB of RAM. So both in benchmarks and in everyday use they are blazingly fast and almost entirely lag-free. Software-wise though, the Xperia Z2 has the upper hand here, as it comes with Android 4.4 KitKat, while the Note 3 settles for Android 4.3 Jelly Bean, at least for the time being. Both Sony and Samsung skin their UIs and enhance them with their own tweaks and features. However, while Samsung's TouchWiz is clogged with tons of functions and heavily redesigns most interface elements, Sony's approach is much subtle. As a result, the UI is more appealing on the Z2, at least for me, and it's simpler, easier to understand and use. Sony did tweak the app drawer, the notification or the multitasking panels, they did add their characteristic theming system and their own small apps, but except for these changes, KitKat feels close to its vanilla version on this one. Samsung changes everything with their TouchWiz, from the home screens to the settings. Their UI is rather ugly, but functional once you get a hold of it. And like all the other Samsung smartphones, the Note 3 does bundle an entire suite of S apps, gestures and pre-installed features. But unlike other Galaxy, it also offers the pen-associated S functions, allowing you to quickly take notes, capture screen grabs, launch small apps in selected areas and so on. Sony do add their own apps on the Xperia Z2 as well, like Walkman and Play Store, and their own content services, but they bundle overall less crap than Samsung does. At the end of the day though, you'll for sure get along fine with both approaches, as both these phones are fast and able to deal with everything you will throw at them, from basic tasks to games or serious multitasking. They won't run out of juice too fast either, as they both pack large batteries. With medium to heavy use, they'll get you through the day, while when used lightly, they will go for 2 or maybe 3 days before needing a refill. The Galaxy does tend to outlast the Z2 in most situations, but the Xperia trails it close, so you shouldn't care much about that. However, don't forget that the battery on the Note 3 is removable and replaceable, while on the Xperia is not. Moving on, premium smartphones pack capable cameras these days, and these two make no exception. On paper, the Z2 might seem superior, with a 20.7 megapixel main shooter and a large sensor. In practice, the two are arguably close. For videos, both are top-notch and can take 4K recordings and slow-motion clips. With stills, both do a fine job in good light and struggle a bit in dim conditions. However, the Xperia fails to focus more often than I want in poor light, while that's not such a big issue with the Galaxy. On top of that, the superior auto mode on the Xperia is rather buggy and mushes out plenty of the details inside each picture, while on the Note 3, the auto mode is more reliable. If you switch to manual, the Z2 catches up to the Note, but requires constant tweaking for every shot, and that's not something I want on a camera phone. Long story short, Sony's hardware is excellent, but the software still needs work. That's why for the average user, the Note 3 might actually be the more suitable camera phone of these two. Alright, all this being said, it's time to draw some conclusions. Both these phones are excellent, however, each has its particularities. The Z2 is fancier and sturdier, offers the waterproof body and the newer but also cleaner OS. The Note 3 is more practical, with a removable battery and a more reliable camera. It also packs the larger screen and the S Pen. So in the end, it's tough to say that one of these phones is better than the other. They're close, and that's great, because each of you can choose the side that you like without having to make any real sacrifices. So I'd like to know what would you pick between these two and why? Or perhaps you'd rather buy something else? Well, the comments section is open, so post your replies below. With that in mind, it's time to wrap it up for now. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for future updates and leave a thumbs up for this video if you enjoyed it. I'll catch you later.